My name is Sophie. I am 28 years old. I live a very quiet life in a big city. The city is always loud, but my world is small and quiet. I live in a tiny apartment on the 4th floor. There is no elevator. I have one window that looks out at a brick wall. It is not a sad life. It is just simple. I think I am a simple person. My job is quiet too. I clean offices at night. When everyone else goes home, my work begins. I like the night. The city is asleep, and I can move through the empty buildings like a ghost. I clean the floors. I empty the trash. I wipe the desks. It is lonely work, but I don't mind. I have my music. I listen to soft songs on my headphones. And I have my thoughts. Most of the offices are the same. Gray desks, black chairs, cold computers. But there is one office that is different. It is on the top floor of the tallest building I clean. It is the office of the boss. His name is Mr. Evans. His office is beautiful. It has a big window that looks out over the whole city. At night, the city lights look like a carpet of fallen stars. He has a large wooden desk. It is always neat. He has shelves full of books. Not boring business books. Books with stories. Books with beautiful covers. I sometimes read the titles. I imagine him reading them. I have only seen Mr. Evans a few times. He sometimes works very late. I will enter the floor, and he will be at his desk. The small lamp on his table makes a warm, golden circle of light around him. He has dark hair, and he wears nice suits. He looks serious. He always looks a little tired, a little sad. When he sees me, he always smiles. A small, polite smile. "Good evening, Sophie," he always says. His voice is deep and calm. "Good evening, Mr. Evans," I always reply. Then I clean the other offices on the floor first. I save his office for last. I wait for him to leave. I don't want to disturb him. He is a kind man. I know this because of small things. One time, I was having a bad week. My rent was late. I was worried. I must have looked sad. The next morning, I found an envelope on a desk I had cleaned. It had my name on it. Sophie. Inside was some money and a short note. The note said, "Thank you for all your hard work. You keep this place shining." It was from him. I knew it was. My heart felt so warm that day. I almost cried. After that day, something changed for me. My lonely life felt a little less lonely. I started to think about Mr. Evans. I know it is silly. I am just the cleaner. He is the big boss. We live in different worlds. But in my quiet thoughts at night, I would create a little story. A story about him. In my story, he was not just a sad, tired boss. He was a good man with a good heart. He was lonely, just like me. Maybe he worked late because he didn't want to go home to an empty house, just like me. I felt a connection to him. A secret connection that only I knew about. I started to clean his office with extra care. I would polish his wooden desk until I could see my face in it. I would arrange the books on his shelf if they were messy. I would make sure the glass of his big window was perfectly clean so he could see the stars. It was my small way of taking care of him, my small way of saying, I see you. I would look for small clues about his life. Did he have a family? There were no pictures on his desk, no pictures of a wife or children. This made my secret story feel more real. Maybe he really was alone. My foolish heart started to hope. Hope for what? I didn't know. Maybe just for another kind note, another small smile. Then one night, everything changed. I was cleaning his office. It was very late, almost midnight. He had already gone home. I was wiping his desk. I moved a stack of papers to clean underneath. And that is when I saw it. It was an envelope. A beautiful, soft pink envelope. It was made of thick, expensive paper. It was not a business envelope. It was personal. My heart started to beat faster. I did not touch it. I just looked at it. My eyes saw the writing on the front. It was his handwriting. I recognized it from the note he left me. It was elegant and clear, and it said, "For my dearest Isabel." Isabel. The name was like a beautiful, sad song. It was not a simple name, like Sophie. It was a romantic name, a name from a storybook. My heart, which was beating so fast, now felt like a heavy stone in my chest. Isabel. Who was Isabel? His girlfriend, his wife, the woman he went home to every night. The reason there were no pictures on his desk, maybe, to keep his private life private. It felt like a door had slammed shut in my face. The little world I had built in my mind, the world with our secret connection, it all came crashing down. Of course, he had someone, a man like him, a kind, handsome, successful man. How could I have been so stupid? How could I have thought he was lonely, like me? The letter wasn't for me. Of course, it wasn't. But seeing it there, seeing her name, it felt like a personal message. A message that said, "You are just the cleaner, Sophie. You are invisible." His heart belongs to someone else. I felt a deep ache inside me, a mix of sadness and shame. I felt foolish for my secret dreams. I quickly finished cleaning his desk. I put the papers back on top of the pink letter. I did not want to look at it again. That night, the office felt different. It felt cold. The city lights outside the window did not look like stars anymore. They just looked like distant, cold lights. My job did not feel special anymore. It was just a job, wiping away the dust from another man's life, a life I would never be a part of. The next few weeks were hard. Every time I cleaned his office, I felt a pang of sadness. I imagined him writing that letter to Isabel. I imagined him smiling as he thought of her. I imagined her, beautiful and elegant, reading his words. I tried to avoid seeing him. If I heard he was working late, I would clean a different floor. I would wait until I was sure he was gone before I went to the top floor. My heart could not handle seeing him. My foolish heart. One evening, I couldn't avoid him. I got off the elevator and he was walking out of his office. He was putting on his coat. He saw me. "Good evening, Sophie," he said, smiling his usual small smile. I couldn't look at him. I just looked at the floor. "Good evening, Mr. Evans," I mumbled. I tried to walk past him quickly. "Sophie, wait," he said. His voice was gentle. I stopped. I had to look at him. His smile was gone. He looked concerned. "Is everything all right?" he asked. "You seem quiet lately." He noticed. He actually noticed. A part of me was happy, but another part was angry. Why did he have to be so kind? It only made it harder. "I'm fine," I said, "just tired." He nodded, but he still looked at me with those concerned eyes. "Well, get some rest," he said. "Don't work too hard." Then he left. I stood there for a long time. Tears were in my eyes. Why did I care so much? He was just a man who was in love with someone else. I needed to forget him. I needed to forget my silly dreams. I went into his office. I started to clean. My movements were automatic. I felt empty inside. My eyes went to his desk. The pink letter was gone. Of course, he had given it to her. I imagined them together, reading it, laughing. My heart hurt. I told myself this was good. Now I knew the truth. Now I could stop dreaming. I could go back to my simple, quiet life, my safe life, where no one could hurt me. But the sadness stayed. It was like a little gray cloud that followed me everywhere. A month passed. It was a cold, rainy November. The city was gray and wet. My mood was the same. One night, I went to clean his office. The building was empty. The rain was hitting the big window, making sad, tapping sounds. I walked to his desk, and my heart stopped again. The pink letter was back. It was in the same spot, under the same stack of papers. But this time, it was different. It was open. The letter was lying next to the envelope, and next to the letter, there was a picture frame. It was lying face down. I froze. I knew I should not look. It was private. So private. It was his life, not mine. I should just clean around it and leave. But I couldn't. My feet felt like they were glued to the floor. My eyes were drawn to the letter. I did not pick it up. I just leaned over a little. I could see the words. His beautiful handwriting. I only read the first line. I didn't mean to. But the words jumped out at me. "My dearest Isabel," it started. "Today, it has been 5 years. 5 years since I lost you." I read it again. "Lost you, not 5 years since I met you, lost you." My mind started to race. What did that mean? I looked at the letter again. My eyes scanned the page. I saw phrases. "The world is so quiet without your laughter. I miss you more every day. I hope you are at peace." And then I understood. I understood everything. Isabel was not his girlfriend. She was not his wife that he went home to. She was his late wife. She was gone. Forever. This was not a love letter. It was a grief letter. A letter to someone who could never read it. He wasn't in love with someone else. He was heartbroken. He was trapped in his sadness, the tired look in his eyes, the lonely nights working late, the absence of pictures. It all made sense now. He wasn't a man in love. He was a man in mourning. I felt a wave of emotion so strong, I had to hold onto the desk. I felt shame for my jealousy. I felt foolish for my anger. But most of all, I felt a deep, profound sadness for him. A sadness that connected with my own loneliness in a way I had never felt before. He was not on a different planet. He was just as lonely as I was, maybe even more. My eyes went to the picture frame, lying face down. My hand trembled as I reached for it. I slowly turned it over. It was a picture of a woman. She was beautiful. She had long, dark hair and a smile that could light up a room. She was laughing, her head tilted back. She looked full of life, full of joy. This was Isabel. He was keeping her memory alive, writing to her every year on the anniversary of her death. The pink letter was not a secret from me. It was his secret from the world, his private way of coping with his pain. I carefully placed the photo back down, exactly as I found it. I put the letter back in its envelope. I put the papers on top of it. My hands were shaking. My heart was aching for him. I cleaned the rest of the office in a daze. The world looked different. He looked different. My feelings for him were different. The silly crush was gone. In its place was something deeper. Something real, empathy, understanding. A shared feeling of quiet sadness. The next evening, when I went to work, I felt nervous. I knew it was the day after the anniversary. I wondered how he was feeling. I went up to his floor. He was there, sitting at his desk. He was not working. He was just staring out the window at the rain. He looked so lost, so alone. My old self would have run away, hidden. But I was not my old self anymore. I walked quietly to the small kitchen on the floor. I made a cup of tea, the kind with honey and lemon that my mother used to make me when I was sad. My heart was pounding as I walked to his office door. I knocked softly. He looked up. He seemed surprised to see me. "Sophie," he said. I held out the cup. I thought you might like a cup of tea, Mr. Evans," I said. My voice was a little shaky. "It's cold and rainy outside." He looked at the cup. Then he looked at me. He really looked at me. Not just a polite glance. He saw me. And in his eyes, I saw a flicker of something. Gratitude. And maybe a little less sadness. "Thank you, Sophie," he said. His voice was soft. He took the cup from my hands. Our fingers brushed for a second. It was a small thing, but it felt like a real connection. Not one I had imagined. "You're welcome," I said. I gave him a small, real smile. And he smiled back. It was not his usual polite smile. It was a small, tired, but genuine smile. I left him to drink his tea. I did not know what would happen next. Maybe nothing. Maybe we would just continue to say good evening to each other. But something had shifted. The wall between our two worlds had a small crack in it. I learned something important that night. We all have our own secret stories, our own hidden pains, our own pink letters. We look at people from the outside and we think we know them, but we don't. We only see the surface. My heart still feels a little lonely sometimes, but it is not the same empty loneliness. It is a more peaceful feeling. I found a connection in a place I never expected. Not a fairy tale romance, but something quieter, something more human, a shared understanding, a moment of kindness. And sometimes that is more than enough. If you are listening to this and you feel lonely, please know it's okay. We all feel that way sometimes. Be kind to the people you meet. You never know what battles they are fighting. You never know what letters they are writing in their hearts. And maybe, if you open your heart just a little, you will find a connection where you least expect it. Keep going. You can do this too.